Votre attention s'il vous plaît. IPTV Services. Tempo Afric TV vous offre 6000 chaînes de télévision en direct de l'Afrique, de l'Europe et des États-Unis. Achetez maintenant avec 20% de remise jusqu'au 31 janvier 2023. Toutes vos chaînes de télévision préférées sous un seul toit. Achetez maintenant. Pour des informations, appelez le numéro suivant +1 612 804 02 95 ou allez sur notre site web tempoafrique.com. Recevez $20 de remise, including la boîte de télévision plus l'expédition. $173 pour toute l'année. $173 pour toute l'année.
Burkina Faso in the last 10 days has been in Moscow. Today, Russian mercenaries are on our northern border. Burkina Faso has now entered into an arrangement to go along with Mali in employing the Wagner forces there. I believe a mine in southern Burkina has been allocated to them as a form of payment for their services. Prime Minister of Burkina Faso in the last 10 days has been in Moscow.
Nana Adodonko Akufo-Addo. Good afternoon. I know you speak French, but I want this message to go straight to you because I really don't understand, don't know how and why you got there. It is like some kind of someone is manipulating you, pressuring you to say something that you don't want to say. But I doubt it. I don't want to take that that path because you are His Excellency. But there is something I want to emphasize here. In the African tradition in Ghana, when we say Nana, it means something. Nana means king, His Highness, or prince or princess. We can say that. When you have a Nana prefacing your name or prefixing your name, it means you have some royalty in you, some kind of that lineage in you. And I don't have any doubt that because you are Nana Akufo, you might be a prince or some kind of you are related to some kind of kinship in Ghana or in your region. So I'm going to remind you of a tradition that is known to Ghanaian king and kings and queens. Because in the Akan tradition, the king or queen doesn't talk much, and they don't speak loudly. In that tradition, there is something they call Ochami, speaking for the king. The Ochami is like the spokesperson of the king. So the wisdom of this tradition, the wisdom of this culture is that you may have a king that is not really, that doesn't know how to address, the audience or his people. And he may be saying things that will displease them, or that will create wars or, fights of any kind. So in that tradition, and I'll talk about other African traditions that I know, the king doesn't speak loudly. Whatever he wants to say, he whispers that in the years of the Ochami, the spokesperson of the king, his spokesperson, and then the spokesperson will now try to work on what the king told him before he delivers the message to the audience or to the public. This to avoid incidents like the one you just created. That means if the king is someone who doesn't know how to, address the public, the Ochami's job is to make sure that if the king says, you guys are fools, the Ochami will say, no, the king says, you guys are smart and intelligent. This is what the Ochami does. And that has kept peace and tranquility in the kingdom or in the kingdoms around. Because even if the king is angry, nobody will know. Because whatever he says will never get to the public if it is not something that is going to create peace and harmony. So the Ochami's job is to beautify what the king has said in order for peace to remain, to shine on the kingdom. So that wisdom, I'm sure, Mr. Nana Addo, you know that. You know that the wisdom is there to avoid incidents like the one you just created. Yes, you may have something to say about Burkina Faso, about Wagner and whoever is there, but it shouldn't be you. You should have delegated somebody, your foreign minister, your minister of foreign affairs, or another minister to say it. And now when this has become an issue, you will be in the position of saying, oh no, it didn't, this is not our position vis-a-vis your government. But now you, the top of the top, you said it. Who is going to say it is not your position? So what really got me is that, no, you are Nana, you know that the king or queen doesn't talk much like you are doing right now. Who asked you to tell the Americans what the arrangement they made in order for who to come and help them? Nobody, you volunteered to do that. And I'm telling you that a president is like a king. You don't, as president, you don't talk much. Please, stop it. You don't talk much. You let people do it for you. Especially something as damaging as this. You don't have to say anything. Delegate. No. This is how you do damage control. Today you don't have any way of doing damage control. There is no PR here. Because it is you, the first, in the leadership, who said what shouldn't have been said. So Nana, I'm trying to remind you of this because it is important that you don't repeat that. That is very, very, very damaging, as you can see. Because not only you said they have brought Wagner fighting against terrorism, but you volunteered to add the arrangement they made with Wagner, and you said there is like a mine in the northern part or wherever that they have given in exchange. Please, Mr. Akufo-Addo, the mistake has been made. And what I will do if I were you, and these are my suggestions to you to resolve this crisis. Pick up your phone, call your brother, your younger brother. It could be your son, Ibrahim Traore. Call him and apologize for this, for whatever you said. Call him and apologize. We are Africans. Right now, what we need is unity. What we need is unity. Because you see in Europe, they are talking about European Union. They are backing up each other. So we don't have the luxury of having our immediate not going to help. So call your son or your younger brother and apologize to him and to the people of Burkina Faso for what you did. There's no shame in apologizing for something that you know is wrong. In fact, being able to apologize shows that you are a man of honor, because you know what hurts someone or what hurts you will hurt somebody. And so being a gentleman will be for you to pick up your phone and call Mr. Traore and apologize. I think that will be the best thing to do, especially on the eve of, for Christians, of the New Year, and Christmas and New Year coming. I think that could be the gift you will give. Pick up the phone. It's not too late. Pick up your phone and call Ibrahim and say, please, I didn't mean that. I think it's going to be better for all of us, because Africa doesn't have any room for internal quarrels, internal fighting, internal disagreements. We have a serious problem, and terrorists, they don't care. So that means that all those countries around, Ghana, Benin, Togo, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Niger, all of those countries are in danger. You know, Boko Haram started in Nigeria and nobody really paid attention. Then in Mali, nobody paid attention. Then in Burkina, today in Togo, they are there, killing innocent people without any demand. So please, Mr. Ado, we need unity. Call your brother and apologize. I think this is going to be a good thing to do, a wise thing to do, a responsible thing to do. Mr. Ado, the ball is in your court. If you want it to stay just like that, it's your choice. But if you want us to move forward, collaborate, and work together to defeat those people who are visiting violence on our people, we need to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, because there is no way for any kind of disunity. But what really pained me, Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo, is that you know who is behind or who are behind those terrorists. Instead of going to the root cause of the problem and telling the Americans that French people are not innocent in the backing of the terrorists, in the financing and the training of the terrorists, instead of telling them that, now look at what you've done. You know that French people are not innocent. You know. So why don't you just go straight? I learned that the last time I checked, I learned that you are a straight shooter. Why don't you do that? Instead of backbiting your own brother. You know where the terrorists are getting their support from. You know where they are getting their weapons from. You know where they are getting the money they distribute to the poor boys who are committing crimes against their own parents. You know that. You know better. So, Mr. Ado, today, I come here as a brother to ask you, please, pick up your phone, call your son, and apologize. It's going to be over. There's no need in, trying to there's no justification here. Everybody, you said it on TV, live TV. Everybody heard it. So what else do you have to justify this that we don't know? I would say maybe these were emotions. You acted emotionally. No problem. We are human beings. Sometimes emotions will have will take over our good sense. No problem. But don't insist in trying to defend or justify what you did. Even I'm sure that even the foreign, the Secretary of State, Blinken, even him was taken aback by that. He wasn't expecting what you said. You should see the way he responded. It was like a bomb that you have, thrown in the marketplace. So, Mr. Ado, as Africans, we want harmony. We want unity. So there is no need in me coming here and attacking anybody. I just want you to acknowledge that the mistake was made and that it could be somehow forgiven if you take responsibility for that mistake. That is going to be forgiven. If you don't do so, this is going to remain one of the darkest spots of your presidency. I'm telling you that, I'm sure. I heard that even in Ghana, people are not happy. So it is not just Burkina Faso or Burkina Faso only. It's across the continent of Africa. Everybody is outraged by your outrageous declaration or statement that you self-volunteered. You volunteered yourself to say it. Nobody asked you any question. You just volunteered to say it. So this is why I'm saying maybe you have rehearsed that because someone wanted you to put it there. I know recently you are very close to President Macron of France. You know that Macron, he is young, but he knows how to manipulate. We know how he has been manipulating all of you. The disrepute that is befalling you today, you all African head of states, it is because of Macron. Because everybody knows that you allowed yourselves to be manipulated by your own son or someone who could be your son. Then that's not acceptable. We don't accept that. So, Mr. Ado, such is my 50 cents. Take it or leave it. Sorry.
Votre attention s'il vous plaît. IPTV Services. Tempo Afric TV vous offre 6000 chaînes de télévision en direct de l'Afrique, de l'Europe et des États-Unis. Achetez maintenant avec 20% de remise jusqu'au 31 janvier 2023. Toutes vos chaînes de télévision préférées sous un seul toit. Achetez maintenant. Pour des informations, appelez le numéro suivant +1 612 804 02 95 ou allez sur notre site web tempoafrique.com. Recevez $20 de remise, including la boîte de télévision plus l'expédition. $173 pour toute l'année. $173 pour toute l'année.